And here we are, the magical FIM spreadsheet. This has evolved over the years, and we think we're getting close to perfection here. And so not only do I want to show you this spreadsheet, but I also want to show you ways to troubleshoot. All of the formulas are here, and it's pretty automatic. But once in a while, we have to make a few changes. So let's start by taking a look here. It looks to me, I'll go down to the bottom here, the bottom tabs. What we have here is a third grade teacher group. All right, we got Farragon, odd, Farragon, even, Spencer, odd, Spencer, even, Leland, odd, Leland, even. So remember, odds are 8 standards, evens are a different 8 that we're collecting this data. Now, sometimes a new teacher comes in. They're adding another third grade teacher. What do? Pretty simple. Let's go to Wolf Odd. Just click on it and it'll say, oh, we can duplicate this slide. Let's do that. Duplicate. And now what you'll see come up is a copy of Wolf. Well, we don't want a copy of Wolf. We're going to have to click on it again and rename it. Let's call it Ginger. Ginger Odd. Right? So this becomes Ginger Odd spreadsheet, but what's unfortunate is this is a whole year's worth of data from Wolf. So just pretend Ginger came in early in the year. You had to add another spreadsheet. These are not Ginger's students. So one real quick way is to highlight and just delete. Just delete. Real simple. I'm going to delete. Now I also have to delete the data. And again, I would highlight just up to just the power standards, okay? Because the total has a formula to it. So now we've got a fresh start for Ginger. Ginger Odd. Let's say Ginger has a Johnny. And Johnny's first test, he didn't get any right. So what you would do very quickly, find that right arrow, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Calculates to a 0, which we're probably going to see on progress monitoring test number 1. You're going to see a lot of this. Every once in a while, you'll get a Trisha who comes in and just rocks it out. Here you go. Wow, we've got a superstar here. First test of the year. Ooh, now what happened there? This should be calculating. So these types of things happen. Let's push this. Let's see, it says it should be the sum of C5, yeah, and J5, yep. Why is this 0? Oh, maybe I took out the formula. So there's the formula, friends. Equals sum, parentheses, C5, colon, J5. What you can do now, I must have done this, bad me. Now just hover over that little blue box and bring it down because the formula was in the first one. And there we go. All right, you'll have to go all the way through, but sometimes you're going to see that the formula is incorrect. I didn't have the formula. I must have taken it out. So remember that. Check your formulas. You don't have to mess with them much, but every once in a while. For instance, let me share this. Let me get rid of the rest of this data. Okay. And see, do you notice there's a blank spot here? You don't want that. You're going to have to, let's see, it's got the formula in it. I will hover all the way down. And now everyone should have the formula. Now, sometimes we get a classroom of children and we get a new one. Oh no. Like Josh was the last on our list, and he didn't do so well his first test. He did get one right. Okay. Now take a look here. So I'm going to push on the percentage. Let's see what formula this is. Okay, let's check it out. So we start at C6 and we go all the way down to C29. If we add another student, that student's never going to be counted unless we change this formula. So we can. Let's add a student first, okay? So I'm going to push on the number 29, and I'm going to insert a row below. Boom. And here comes Sally. Welcome, Sally, into the class. What that means, though, friends, is that we've got to change some formulas now. Our average formula is right here. Average, K5 all the way down to K24. See, this spreadsheet was not accurate. And that's why I'm troubleshooting with you now. Always make this spreadsheet accurate. The formulas are here for us, but we have to tweak sometime. And now we're down to row 30, so K30. And I'm going to change that now. K30. Boom. Okay. Now, so let's just pretend this is all filled in. And now this needs to be changed also. C6 to C30. 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 If you have to add a new student, you are going to have to change a few of these formulas. And once you do that, now I can hover over this guy and change all the rows. Okay. So each one of these now is to C or I30, H30, G30. So those are some of the tough lessons I learned early on with the spreadsheet. Like, pay attention, check your formulas every once in a while, because this spreadsheet in particular had a few. So those are the big ones. Now, you're also going to want, here's the other thing, you don't want a lot of empty spaces at the bottom, because it'll mess with your class average. So if I were you, let's pretend I ran out of students and I got all these lines left before we get to the bottom. I'm going to delete those. I'm going to delete them. Delete rows 17 through 30. Goodbye. Okay? So now, once again, we have to make sure our totals, our formulas are correct. So you can add rows, you can take away rows, but you want the last student to be at the very bottom, no extra, or you'll just have to get rid of zeros. Okay, every time. That's no fun. All right, I've been messing around. So troubleshooting, that's what I think about. check your total, check your formulas, make sure there aren't any open spaces, get rid of them if there are, so that the averages truly mean something. Sometimes you'll get this, I'll see this sometimes. What this is telling me is that Bob didn't take the test, but he still has a 0 here. That affects the average. All right, this isn't accurate. He didn't get 0. He didn't take the test. So be careful there too. That's it. That can be a game changer. Let's see what happens. I'm at 4.5 right now. Let's say I delete this 0. We're now at a 4.9 average. Again, something you want to pay attention to because we want accuracy. So the improvements to the spreadsheet allow me to share. Take a look here. Where are we? This is Ginger's sheet. All right, I should have filled this in with some more information, but let's pretend Ginger has been through test 1, test 3. So remember, these 8 standards are tested once a month. It was tested on, let's say, wow, September 3rd. Test 3, assessing the same standards, October 1st. So they're about a month apart, right? And you'll notice the pinks gradually turn green. This is showing growth. Our class averages, of which you'll want to document on wall chart so that students see that as a class, they're growing or they're taking a dip. Now, this is what I love most, and this is something as a coach you can keep track of, but our spreadsheets never showed the actual standard up top, which is so beneficial. I know Power Standard 1, we're dealing with fractions here, right? Here's measurement. Power Standard 3 is a measurement. How are we doing with measurement? And this will really help us. I personally would like I can statements, but this is good enough. And what's super cool is we can keep track now of what standards have been taught pre to post. And those are the ones we're going to start having our intervention conversations over. For instance, let's take a look at measurement. It has been taught pre to post, the unit of measurement. And it looks to me like 56% of all the students are getting it right. Not bad, not bad. We could do better. We could do better. But how are we going to address those students who are still not successful with measurement? It's been taught. It's an expectation now. This is how you form your intervention groups. I can tell through this, my assumption is they started doing this mid-year because this is in December. So they probably came up with that snazzy idea for the second semester. But you can keep track. Nothing has been taught pre to post in September, but I bet you've got something in October that you could focus your attention on. So when your school selects their standards, you're going to want those standards in your folder. Keep track of them, and you can put them within this spreadsheet. And so we know what we're talking about when we look at the data. So I've showed you how to add or delete. Look, I can delete Ginger if I want. Ginger, I'm deleting you. Goodbye. Yep, I do. Ginger's gone. We still have our slew of other teachers. I was over here. I wanted to show you this. Wait, I think it's Spencer. No, it wasn't Spencer. Oh, here we go. Now, remember I said 01011101, whatever. It's really fast to do, but some teachers wanted even more detailed information. And I'm not sure I can, I'm good with ones and zeros, except for in one case, and that would be the L. All right, so take a look over here. We created this new code probably 2 years ago. 1 is for correct. L means the student got the problem right, showed his thinking, he just forgot to label. I like that one because it tells me this child knows how to do it. He just needs to be reminded. That's a 36 intervention or 30-second intervention. As for C, I kind of fight it because a computation error, it's wrong. But if teachers want to keep track of certain things, I think it looks a little messy, And if you're a first-year coach in a first-year school, I don't even think I'd bring this up. Maybe the L. E, no explanation. So student got the right answer. Let's say I see an E right here. Waylon got Power Standard 1 right. He just didn't show us how he got it right. All right. Again, it's wrong. You got to show us how you got it. I am not going to believe just because you have an answer on there that's correct that you knew what you were doing. But I wanted to share that with you. We also formed these intervention groups. You can get ahead of the times. Let's see. Hey, who are we with? Farragon. Looks to me like, well, you haven't taught anything pre to post. I think we're pretty good. Do we have a student that isn't getting any right? Ooh, I've got 3. Maybe I'd do an intervention group just to see what, where are they at? Could I figure out where they are, maybe number sense wise? So I might sit with those 3 for 15 minutes. They might be my intervention group. Just check it out. Because we're now into October and they're still not getting any right. The last thing I want to show you, I'm going to move over because this magical spreadsheet also has odd averages and even averages. So check it out, odd averages. We've got all the teachers off to the left. And this test shows each classroom average. These guys are all pretty similar. I go over here. Let's see. Ooh, somebody's almost at a 3. Wolf. I wonder what's going on. What is Wolf doing that might benefit my classroom? Well, Wolf got 13. 13 of her students got Power Standard 4 right. What is she doing around this standard? How is she teaching it? That she got 13 people. Or is she 14? Where am I? Wolf is 14. Yeah. Nobody was getting them right in the other classrooms, but in Wolf's case, 13. Again, another great conversation. We should be learning and growing from one another. And as a coach, you're going to be into so many classrooms that have so many great ideas. I have stolen so many ideas from teachers. I'm not kidding you. Why not steal the good stuff? Anyway, by the end of the year, it looks like this 3rd grade class was able to cover all 8 standards in the odd tests. And let's see, all 8 in the even. So they finished their year making sure students were exposed to all of these standards pre to post. Okay, I think that's all for now. If you would like to take a look at this again, or if you need help, we have coaches at your service. So never be afraid. Never be afraid to reach out. And just remember those troubleshooting ideas that I shared with you today. All right. Thank you. We'll talk again real soon.